Hi everyone, it's Alex from Risk Academy, and today I wanted to talk again. This is a very fun small video. I wanted to talk about cognitive biases again. I do quite often, but this time I wanted to raise a very interesting question. Can the risk manager do anything to manage his own cognitive biases, to control and navigate his own cognitive biases? And I think the simple answer is probably not a lot. And that's the difficulty of it. Cognitive biases are different little traps and shortcuts in our brain that make us believe things that are simply not true, that help our brain come up with different excuses on why we do things or why we shouldn't do things, that basically prevent people from seeing risks, understanding the significance of those risks, or doing anything about the risks, even after everybody understood how significant they are, how important those risks are. There are different little traps that are inside our brain. And part of the risk management profession is to know them and recognize them in different people, and recognizing them, switch to tools that minimize the dependency on people, minimize the dependency on qualitative discussions, hence minimizing the effect of those cognitive biases. Because if you've just run workshops or you do interviews to identify and discuss risks, you're pretty much guaranteed to not get a truthful response, not because people are bad or they have something to hide, although most of them do. Not bad, but they've got something to hide. But just the way human nature works, they're not going to tell you the truth. And the kind of follow-up question from that is, well, the risk manager is a human being as well. Can he do something, can he or she do something about his own cognitive biases? And as I said, the short answer is not a lot. What I've tried to do is I've tried to continue reading on this topic to make sure it's always fresh in my mind. What are the different cognitive biases? So I can at least try and help catch myself when I fall into them and remind myself that I probably shouldn't react in the way that I want to react, because it's not me talking, it's just my brain shortcutting on something that is kind of typical in this situation. But here's another fun thing that I did. I took my wife to one of the lectures I did on cognitive biases and how risk perception works, and so on. And now she catches me all the time. So welcome. You can take your friend, you can take your family member, you can take your relative or your loved one to a session or watch with them topic, or give them a book to read about cognitive biases, and they'll be happy to catch you every single time you'll be falling into cognitive biases, and you will constantly. So you have to keep yourself fresh with this information. Our brains are very powerful, and our brain is doing a wonderful job at deceiving ourselves. We have to learn to overcome that to a degree, I guess, to as much as physically possible. Scientists have discovered a permanent solution, and that solution is it's left side. There is an area inside our brain, little area over here, and apparently, I have not tried it, but apparently, if you add electricity, high voltage electricity, to that area of your brain, the effect of cognitive biases will be reduced significantly. Now, of course, by the way, this is not a joke. You can actually, well, it's physically possible. However, never do it, and don't electrocute your loved ones, and don't electrocute anyone in the office. I mean, that's just stupid, and you'll probably be jailed for that. But that's the most radical and the only way to kind of avoid them altogether. So since we're all reasonable people, we're normal human beings, we will never be able to get rid of them completely, but you want somebody to remind you of these cognitive biases to keep you in check. Otherwise, you will forget immediately, and you'll fall into exactly the same things that all humans fall. Thank you, and goodbye.